Samantha, please give me some money. I'm all out of money right now. And look, my wedding is coming up, right? So right now I'm in need of all the money I can get. Huh? Angie, you need money from me again? I just gave you $1,000 a couple of days ago, right? What did you end up spending all of that on in such a short amount of time? Do you really need all this money right now? Come on! You're my sister-in-law, yet you're going to question me now? You should know that being a newly married couple means spending lots of money. I have to pay to go out and get all my beauty treatments and stuff like that. Well, I understand the need to spend some money after marriage, but you have a job right now, correct? So you should be making your own money, right? Asking me over and over for money is becoming a touch... What? You're my sister-in-law, and that's why I'm okay asking you all the time. And when you got married to my brother, it cost you a lot of money for the wedding, right? So you know that the wedding is costing me a lot of money now. That's not the problem, though, here. When I was getting married to your brother and having that wedding, I made sure to pay for everything myself. And when I did start to run low on funds, I went and started saving money by not spending much on food and electricity and so on. But with you, Angie, I'm not sure you're trying that hard to save your money. Are you wanting to say that I'm just splurging over here then? I just want to make sure that my wedding is the best wedding people have seen in a long time. And I'm worried that I might not make that happen. I have to look my best on that day, and I'm worried that what I'm doing is not enough. All right, I understand how you feel. But that's not the case with you right now. I'm talking about how most people will save up a lot of money for times like getting married and such. But you seem to be asking for money more than you are saving it. So, in other words, you're saying that you don't want to pay for the wedding? And that you don't like the idea of giving me money? I never meant it like that, Angie. I just want you to know that I'm not your purse. But the problem is that you have been asking me a whole lot recently to hand you money whenever you feel you're getting low on funds. What's wrong with you? I never meant to use you like a purse. You just happen to have a lot of money, right? You saved up a lot and are also bringing in large paychecks every month. So you should have the money to help a poor little girl like me out, right? Well, Angie, the reason that I save so much money and make a lot of it is because I want it in case of emergencies. It's not all for me to give away to you, okay? I think it's time you start thinking about saving money more often and continuously for your future that might have kids and things like that. That's what I'm doing with myself right now. I want to be able to retire early in my life, so I've been saving up a lot of money now for that. Are you serious? But you're already 30 years old right now, right? Don't tell me you're thinking of kids or anything like that still. Do you even have the strength at your age to carry a baby? I wouldn't say things like that if I were you. I have been saving up money my whole life, as well as made sure to find a good career where I bring in a decent amount of money from. And I plan to still think about things like kids as well now that I feel financially safe. And that's why right now I'm at that point where I might actually want to become a mother. Is that so? But if you give some of your money to younger people, you won't face any problems, right? Heck, you can give money to me like I'm your kid and I'll go ahead and have a baby for us. That is not what any of this is about. And another thing, Angie, what's going on with you? Recently, you've become a bit too forward with your thoughts and it's getting a bit out of hand. Is that what you think? Because I've been thinking the same thing about you, Samantha. Recently, you've become more of a selfish penny pincher around me. You have all that money, but you aren't willing to share it. Well, if you want money so badly, then why not get a side hustle? Then you can start to make even more money for yourself. Because I'm not going to be the one to keep handing you money left and right. I have to give up a lot of my time working to make money like I have been. Oh, please, I'm not the kind of person that does well with a job. I'm already planning to become a housewife the moment we have our wedding. So that's why I quit my job a little while back. Leaving that place to be a free woman, it felt so good to become my own person again. What? You already quit? Don't you think that was a bit too early on your part? And right now you still have a lot of time left before you guys get married, right? So you should be using the time you have now to work your hardest and save up a lot. Samantha, you really love to talk about money, don't you? Why, if one has time, should they have to use it to make and save money? In my case, I'm going to be getting a lot of money with this marriage, so I don't have to worry about wasting my time working when I can rely on others for money. You're talking about relying on me right now. Well, you're one person that I rely on, but my fiancé is expected to be making bank in a few years more. So I think this marriage will be the turning point for me where I can cut ties with working. I'll be able to do whatever I want with no boss looking over my shoulders. What? Is your fiancé okay with you doing something like that? Of course he is. He said as long as I do the chores, he's okay with it. Then why aren't you asking him to give you money now? There shouldn't be a reason for you to ask me anymore, right? Well, about that, he might think I'm trying to leech off of him. What? I haven't actually told him I quit my job yet. I plan to make him believe that I'm the perfect woman before the day we tie our knot. Right now, he thinks I'm working all the time and saving up, and the day we marry, I want him to think I quit my job just for him. What the heck? Are you sure it's okay to be doing all of that right before your marriage? If you keep that up, he might find out later and you'll be screwed. Hiding things from him just so that he'll keep loving you isn't right. Huh? What's up with you now? Are you getting jealous of me? Sucks to be you right now, huh? My brother has never had a lot of money, making you work all the time. But I guess that's on you for choosing to marry a man like him in the first place. I like to work a job, so it has nothing to do with him. If he was making more than me right now even, I still wouldn't quit my job. I'm not that into being a housewife. I like to think that the money you want to spend has to come from the work you've put in. Oh, so you're one of those people. Women like that end up getting cheated on by their husband at some point and have to deal with that in their old age as well as with all the health issues they get after. I think you'd better have a kid soon so that my brother doesn't leave you. I'm just going to assume you're saying that out of worry for me. But don't trouble yourself with that, because we do have kids on our mind at the moment. You really try to be a strong woman. Well, whatever. You do what you want to do, because it has nothing to do with me. But anyway, make sure to put another 1,000 in my bank account, okay? Well, I'll text you again the next time I need some money. Wait, Angie! I told you I'm finished giving you money. Stop asking me for money. Hey, Seth, can you do something about your little sister? She's come back to me again asking for more money. But I've had enough of her and said no this time.
What? She's at it again? I'm so sorry about her. She really has no clue what she's doing right now. I'll make sure to tell her again, but with a bit more seriousness this time.
But what's worse is that she's told me she quit her job. And that's her reason for asking me all the time for money now. Don't you find all of this a bit strange now? I am not her eternal ATM, okay?
What? She quit her job now too? I get that she wasn't making that much working there, and would come and ask me from time to time for money, but I think once she's married, all of this will be resolved.
I'm sorry, but that girl has gone on with all of this long enough, Seth. Remember when we took a small vacation together and let her stay at our place? We came back to our house being a mess and a lot of our things missing because of her.
I know that she has a lot of things wrong with her in her head. I just didn't think she would go this far.
It's because while we were out of the house, she saw my checkbook and saw how much money I was making. That's when she started asking me for money as well. But what I learned today is that her fiancé apparently has a lot of money as well. So I really hope that you're right about saying that after her marriage, this should all be resolved.
That's just a hope of mine, though. You don't have to give her any more money, okay?
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be. For a little while, I thought she was a nice person to deal with, but recently she's gone too far and I'm not having it. She really thinks that acting as rude as she has been is acceptable at her age for some reason.
I could see that. If we really have to, we can always cut ties with her after her wedding. Ah, and now that I think about it, I want to change the subject. Did you see we got a message saying that we are allowed to take out that loan on a new house?
What? Get out of here! I never saw any message about that! Perfect! Now we can move out of this place!
Absolutely. And about moving into a new house, to avoid having Angie come over at all when we're away, let's just keep our address a secret from her. How does that sound?
Actually, I was thinking the same thing. Let's move out of here without telling anyone.
Alright. Well then, let's end our rental agreement on this place once her wedding is over, and then we can get out of here.
Alright, that sounds great. Samantha? Can you make sure to bring me $30,000 as my wedding gift today? If you can make that happen, then I'll never ask you for any more money. I'll allow this payment to be your way of celebrating my big day. What are you talking about? $30,000 is not an amount anyone would give on your wedding day. But I'm your sister-in-law, and it's normal for you to want to give me a large amount, right? If you don't end up bringing me that $30,000, then I'm afraid you won't be allowed to attend my wedding. I'm telling you that the $30,000 is not only a gift for me, but an entrance fee as well now. And it would be terrible if the family saw that you never showed up to my wedding. They might think of you as a stingy and selfish sister who doesn't care about us. Oh, understood, Angie. So that's what you think of me being your sister-in-law? That's right. As long as you give me that last bit of that money, I'll no longer bug you anymore. I'll even consider you my real sister if you can give me that money. So I'm looking forward to that money getting to me. Then I'd like for you to pay me $60,000 for your wedding. Huh? What are you talking about? You haven't heard yet? I planned on paying for this whole wedding for you. I had worked for the group that put together this wedding before, and so I got a discount through them to give you this wedding. I was totally fine doing that for you because I believed you were like a cute little sister to me. Huh? Wait. The ones paying for this wedding should be my parents and my brother, right? Well, at first, that's what they'd all been saying. But then things turned into only your brother and I having to pay. Because your parents were kind enough to pay for part of my wedding back in the day. I didn't want to make them pay for yet another wedding again, so I told them that just Seth and I would pay, half and half. Huh? Are you kidding me? If I'm to stay away from your wedding, though, I won't be able to get that discount for the wedding. And the full price will have to be paid. And after taking a look at the original cost, it'd be $60,000. And that would need to be paid by you. Well, good luck with that. You're lying. Wait. I never heard a thing about this. If I'd known that, I would have been a little nicer to you. You shouldn't have had to know about that to be nice to me, though. I've already given you a ton of money as it is. If you're not even going to be nice to me because of that, then I don't care about how you act with me now because I'm sick of you. If you really want to be nice to me now, give me back my money and pay for the wedding. All right, hold on a sec. And now that I think about it, it's all right for you to come to my wedding. I won't make you pay that $30,000 anymore now. I don't need it anyway, so just pay for the wedding and I'll be set. I'm not paying for it now. I don't have the money anymore to be paying for a rotten girl like you. You would never be able to pay for a wedding like the one I put together for you anyway, so at the very least, you should be saying thank you for that first. All right, I'm sorry. Just come to my wedding now and make sure to pay for it. No. I'm planning on explaining all of this to your family right now as well. And then I'll head back home and enjoy my day off work. And Seth is with me right now, and he says he'll be coming home with me as well. If you're going to do that, then I'll come to you right now. I'll come to your house and start screaming at the top of my lungs and make all sorts of noise to make you guys pay. If you don't want me to embarrass you guys in front of all your neighbors, then shut up about going home and come pay for my wedding. We've already moved into a new house. So the place you knew about isn't where we're living anymore. So you can go there and make all the noise you want, but you'll most likely be taken away by the police. Huh? What? That's definitely a lie, right? I'm not lying, Angie. I told you, I plan to go to the next phase of my life and hope to become a mother. So we've bought a house and we'll start to work on making babies and having a fun little family here. And since you'd be getting in the way of that, we're cutting ties with you. Wait, I get it now. I'll apologize to you for real now, so come back here. I really do not want my wedding to fall apart now. Well, for me, that's kind of what I want to happen to your wedding. And it's too late now to cry and scream about it. You really should have hidden those rotten intentions from me a little bit longer, right? But I think a rotten girl like you having her wedding fall apart around her and going to hell is a perfect ending. After that, Angie continued to cry to Samantha, asking her to pay for her wedding and everything. But Samantha made it clear she wasn't paying anymore and proceeded to block Angie's number. This then led to Angie's fiancé losing faith in his bride after the news spread, and the wedding was finally brought to an end. Angie ended up having to pay for all the cancellation fees for her wedding, and her getting to marry her fiancé was also long gone. Right now, it seems as though Angie is living the worst time of her life. But as someone who could never thank anyone for the money she constantly took from them, her having to go through this kind of hell is only natural.
Hey! Do you have any plans to go somewhere?
Not particularly. Why?
I haven't been able to go anywhere lately. I've been wanting to go somewhere. I've been asking around to the other moms, but no one will tell me anything.
Of course they won't tell you, Jessica.
What do you mean?
Because if they tell you about their outings, it will just ruin their plans.
What do you mean? That sounds like I'm annoying them. Don't say that, okay? I'm a little bit hurt by that.
Isn't that the truth, though? A few weeks ago, you crashed Mia's family vacation by tagging along. And they got angry with you. I heard that since then, you and Mia stopped talking to each other.
Yeah, I thought Mia was a nice person, but she turned out to be really cold. It was my birthday, and I just wanted to celebrate. And she was so terrible about it.
Isn't Mia's husband's birthday on the same day as yours? Since you and her husband don't have anything to do with each other, I think it's odd that he would tag along on their trip.
But they were going to Las Vegas, and it was such a fancy hotel. I had no choice but to tag along.
So you're saying you did tag along?
Anyways, the money I borrowed from them, I already returned it, so it's fine.
Of course, but in reality, you were planning to freeload of them, weren't you?
I thought it would be okay for me to just pay for the travel expenses.
Unbelievable. Is this how you piggyback on trips and freeload meals from the other moms? How many times have you done it?
I don't know. I can't count them individually.
You've done it more times than you can count, huh?
I wouldn't put it as tagging along. After all, going out with a big group is more fun, right? I'm just trying to make the most out of the outing and join in. It's just how I bring my warmth.
You're just being a nuisance. Don't do it. If you keep doing this, you're going to lose all your friends. In fact, even the other moms in your group have already given up on you.
That's terrible to say. I care about what you say, so don't say such things.
Then don't do something that will annoy other people, understood?
I didn't mean to bother them.
Jessica, even if you don't intend to, the people around you are still bothered.
Yeah, don't get so preachy. So, Patricia, do you have any plans to go anywhere?
You're never satisfied, are you? Even if I do have plans, I won't tell you, Jessica.
That's not fair. I'm not asking to be pampered or anything. That's okay if you tell me.
But isn't that the whole point for you, Jessica? To be pampered?
Oh, you caught me.
Honestly? Well, anyway, I have to go prepare dinner now. I'll see you later.
I heard about the good news.
What is it? Are you trying to do something bad again?
I'm not going to tell you right now.
If you're trying to crash someone's trip again, don't do it.
No. This time, I thought we could celebrate together. I'm going with you.
Really? So you're going because you're invited?
Well, something like that.
You're acting awfully suspicious, aren't you? If it's anything suspicious, please stop it.
It's okay.
What's okay?
It's been a while since I've been to a fancy restaurant. I'm looking forward to it.
A fancy restaurant?
Yeah, since I have a big family, it's not often we get to go to fancy restaurants, so I'm looking forward to it.
This time you're not going alone? You're bringing your family?
Sometimes I want to give my kids a good time too. My husband loves meat, so I thought it'd be good for all of them to come. And it's actually his birthday that day.
So, Jessica, you're going to celebrate with him?
Yeah, that's right. I'm such a good wife, aren't I?
Your husband will definitely be happy about that. It's good for you to do something nice every once in a while.
You're saying it like it's something rude. I have my family in mind too, you know. So, if you'll excuse me, I'm hoping my husband will be happy about the meal. I'm sure he will be happy. Thanks, Patricia.
What? I haven't done anything to deserve thanks.
Sorry, I was just talking to myself. Okay, I'll chat with you later. Hiya! Are you on your way to the restaurant now?
What?
We're sitting at the table in the fancy restaurant registered under the name Williams. My family will be dining with us. Thanks for already paying the bill in advance. Well, I'll go ahead and enjoy the meal. Bye now.
My last name is Johnson, not Williams.
What? Patricia? Isn't your last name Williams?
No. Who's Williams?
Wait a minute. Then, is this reservation for you? So you mean you didn't reserve this?
I mean, Jessica, where are you now? We're at the restaurant.
What? We're at a place called The Meat Shop.
It's the wrong restaurant.
I thought we were celebrating here.
How did you know it was that restaurant? Rather, who did you get your information from?
Your child at school was talking about going to a fancy restaurant and bragging about it. So I told my son to get more details and ordered him to investigate.
You couldn't get the information from the other moms, so you're using your kids now for intel? How scheming of you.
But my son said the mom group is going to the fanciest restaurant in the area.
Sure, my daughter said we're going to a fine dining restaurant. But she didn't say we were going to the fanciest restaurant in town.
What?
I'm sure your daughter exaggerated the story.
Lies. So, Patricia, you're not going to this restaurant then?
No, I'm not. I mean, we can't afford such an expensive restaurant. The cheapest set meal there is almost $400, right? We have a lot of people, so we can't afford that kind of money.
When you say a lot of people, does that mean you're bringing your parents too?
Actually, we booked a table at a restaurant for my father-in-law's 60th birthday celebration. By the way, it's not at a restaurant called The Meat Shop. It's at a more reasonably priced shop called Gurie's.
That's a completely different restaurant name.
Are you sure you're okay?
What?
That reservation is for a person with the last name Williams, isn't it?
It was. You said your appointment was at 12. You're almost here, right? Please help.
How can I help you?
I think on behalf of this William person, they're asking me to pay the bill. I need to borrow some money. I ended up eating for 10 people, so maybe let me borrow $600. That should be enough.
Don't talk nonsense. There's no way I can lend you that much money.
Then what should I do?
Isn't your husband with you?
Yes. I was able to celebrate my husband's birthday today.
Then why don't you explain the situation to your husband and see what you both can do about it?
I can't. My in-laws are also with us today. I can't let them find out that I tried to steal the mom group's restaurant reservations. I can't let them find out.
Jessica, you brought this upon yourself. You don't have a choice. If you don't move quickly, the real Williams is going to show up.
Wait a minute. I heard a man arguing with the waitress at the entrance.
I think that might be the Williams person.
Oh my god, the guy is coming over here.
Oh, you're in trouble now.
Please help me.
I don't know. I've got a dinner party to go to. So, if you'll excuse me.
I've had a rough day. So, this Williams guy was a client at my husband's business. I had no idea.
What? Is your husband okay? Did it affect his work?
I managed to get them to forgive us by saying that I would pay. I said it was entirely my fault, and that they shouldn't blame my husband for the mistake.
That's good to hear.
But I had to pay the $700 in food we ate and the additional $700 in food we ordered on top. I ended up paying $1,400 for the meal. It's so bad.
$1,400? How are you going to pay for it? You don't have that kind of money, do you?
My in-laws put up the money. They said they would pay it over time, but they were very upset about it.
I'm glad it worked out, but it's so sad for your in-laws to have to pay so much money in one day.
It's sad for me. Afterwards, my husband and my in-laws chewed me out for an hour.
It's just a scolding. That's not so bad, right?
It's not just that. If I messed up again, they told me they were going to send me off to work in a faraway shop owned by a relative.
Honestly, I wish you'd be sent away to the shop run by your husband's relatives.
That's terrible! Terrible! That's what happened, and it's also your fault, Patricia.
Excuse me? It's not my fault.
Your last name is Johnson. Why don't you tell me that?
No. You did it to yourself, Jessica. You just misunderstood. I never said my last name was Williams. I don't even remember saying that.
Because I only have your first name in my phone. I couldn't remember your last name. Next time, to avoid this, you should let the people around you know your last name.
I don't understand what you're talking about. There's no need for me to go out of my way to tell everyone my last name. Can you please stop saying weird stuff?
No! I've always been successful at it until now.
You're always causing trouble for other people. Isn't the punishment this time just karma? Haven't you learned your lesson yet?
I won't give up.
What? Don't tell me you're trying to do the same thing again. You've had a 100% success rate up until now, right?
This is ridiculous.
What's ridiculous is your head. Use your head to think about how to return the money you borrowed from your in-laws.
You're making a fool of me. Just you wait. So, are we having lunch with the mom group next time? I haven't been invited yet.
Jessica, you're having a hard time repaying your in-laws, right? Are you okay? That's why I didn't dare to invite you.
Don't say that. You're just trying to exclude me from the group.
That's not true.
But all the other mom friends were invited.
If you really want to join, it's fine. But can you afford it? It's a fancy restaurant this time, so I don't think we can cover the expenses for you.
Oh, I heard that you were going to a fancy restaurant.
Are you thinking like last time to hijack our reservation? Don't cause any more trouble for your family. Your in-laws already said they can't help you next time.
I don't intend to cause trouble for my family. You can relax. I'm not that stupid.
But you're thinking of doing something stupid again, right?
I don't know about that, Patricia. If you apologized and paid for my lunch, I will forgive you.
Apologize? I don't have anything to apologize for, do I?
You haven't learned your lesson at all. In that case, there's nothing I can do.
Wait a minute. Don't cause any more trouble for others. I'm getting angry now, too.
Go ahead and get mad all you want. I'm also quite furious with you. Well, I'm looking forward to that day. This time was a great success. The high-end French restaurant that you guys booked for lunch, I ended up taking it.
Too bad. We went to the restaurant yesterday.
What? But the reservation was definitely under the name Johnson, right?
I knew you were going to take advantage of it, so we left the reservation as is, but changed the date. The meal was only for one person. Don't you think that was a little suspicious?
I thought the restaurant was being considerate and accommodating the rest of the guests later.
You're always so scheming. I think you know what I mean. You're going to have to pay for that meal on your own.
Ah!
The meal was only for one person, right? I think it was $100.
I didn't bring my wallet.
What?
I thought that if I had brought my wallet, you guys wouldn't have paid for me. So I didn't bring it on purpose.
What kind of logic is that? You're so shameless, it's impressive.
Don't be impressed. Help me.
You're asking the wrong person for help. You haven't learned your lesson, Jessica. You keep trying to bother us, Jessica.
But everyone always treats me like an outcast.
Like we said before, we didn't exclude you. We didn't invite you out of consideration. To be honest, we don't spend a lot of time thinking much about you. If it weren't for the money, we would have invited you.
You say you didn't think much of me, but behind my back, everyone is talking shit about me, aren't they? Even at yesterday's lunch, everyone was talking behind my back, right?
No, we weren't. Besides, we hardly even talk about you.
Even so, it's still annoying.
But now, everyone's getting excited to talk about you.
What? Are you with everyone now?
No, we're just chatting on the group chat. And of course, we're talking about the crap you've tried to pull off. Everyone is laughing.
They're talking shit about me, weren't they? Everyone's ganging up on me. It's all because of what you did, right?
I don't think you can blame us, right?
What? It's your fault, not mine. Take responsibility and pay for the meal.
Pay for what you ate yourself. We didn't know you would try and steal the reservation.
No way, no way, no way. That's a problem. If things stay like this, we'll be caught for skipping out on the bill.
So why not call someone for help?
That's why I'm asking you for help, Patricia.
You thought I would help you?
Because you're my friend.
I'm sorry, but I have no intention of helping you in the slightest. I think we should also stop associating with each other from now on.
What?
Isn't it obvious? Why should I be friends with someone who keeps causing us trouble and doesn't learn from their mistakes? By the way, the other moms are also cutting ties with you.
That's not true.
Everyone else in the mom group except me has blocked you. Did you not notice?
Now that you mention it, I noticed that there were some moms whose messages I hadn't seen marked as read yet.
Seems like they're more fed up than I was.
Oh no! Since you wouldn't help me, I was trying to reach out to one of the other moms for help.
I don't think anyone else will help you. Why don't you reach out to your family before the meal is over?
Patricia, I'll apologize for it this time. Can you lend me some money? I don't want the police to come or to let my family know.
Impossible. Sorry. I don't want anything to do with you either. If I lend you the money, I'll have to keep in touch until you pay me back. That's not something I want to do.
I'll pay you back right away, and then you can stop being friends with me. How about that?
No. All of this back and forth messaging is just a waste of time. I've already contacted your husband.
What? How did you get my husband's contact info in the first place?
Actually, after the other dinner fiasco the other night, your husband came over to my place to apologize.
Did he?
Jessica, I honestly explained the situation to your husband and in-laws.
That's because they hate lies the most. When my husband came to apologize, did you guys exchange contact information?
Yes. They also told me that if you caused any more trouble, then I was free to contact them. I didn't realize it would be so handy so soon.
Wow, I just got a call from my husband. It's true that you really contacted him.
That's great. Your husband must be pretty mad at you.
He's extremely angry. He said he's also going to let my parents know about this.
So you're definitely being shipped off to the faraway family shop, aren't you?
Why are you so happy about that?
If you go there, we won't have to see each other for a while, right?
Do you really hate me that much?
If I'm being honest, yeah, I dislike you.
That's an awful thing to say. This is too much.
You sowed the seeds yourself, didn't you?
Please, tell my husband it's all a misunderstanding. I don't want to go to work at the lousy family shop.
No. And if your husband doesn't help you, I'll go to the police, okay? I think that would be more troublesome.
Please! If you want me to get down on my knees and beg, I'll get down on my knees. Please help me this time.
I don't need you to get down on your knees. I don't want you to apologize.
So how can you help me?
I don't know, since I don't have any obligation to help you.
Well,
I don't think we'll be seeing each other for a while. I'm going to block you.
Jessica, wait! You can't block me.
Good luck moving forward. After this communication, Jessica and I cut off all ties. Afterwards, her husband rushed to her side, and it seems like he took care of the payment. Then, as promised, Jessica was sent to work in her family shop far away to work and live. According to her husband, until the lent money from the in-laws is worked off and repaid, she won't be able to return. It seems like it'll be a while before Jessica returns from working. Now that the freeloading Jessica is gone, I can finally spend some quality time in peace with the other moms.